Lisa Bloom is a civil rights attorney who successfully represented 11 of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. And we've got Jake Green with us. He is a digital forensics expert and the technical operations manager at Envista Forensics. He has analyzed that Epstein jail video that we showed you and that mysterious missing part of it. Lisa, I want to start with you. Government now saying no client list, nothing to see here. Everybody move on. What do you make of it, Lisa?
I just want to tell you that I spoke to one of the 11 victims that I have represented against Jeffrey Epstein today, and she has had enough of all of the changing stories at the highest level. This is causing a lot of pain for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, who seem to be forgotten in this story. You know, was it murder? Was it suicide? What about all the enablers? Where's the list? Every time this is in the news and it gets unresolved and the story changed, it's very, very painful for the victims. I will say that I agree with you that missing minute is very significant. I've had a lot of cases in my law practice against police, jails, et cetera. And it always seems to happen that there's that missing minute or the machine didn't work right at the critical time. I mean, come on. That is just so suspicious. And yes, we know that there were videos and photos when the FBI did their initial raid in 2019, because I was notified on behalf of my clients that there were photos and videos there. They were all terrified that they might be on them. So, you know, when are those going to be released? Obviously, the victims' identities should be protected at all costs, but everything else needs to be released.
Jake, you have analyzed the video. Lisa brought up the missing minute. The cameras were also broken, by the way, but there's the missing minute. What do you make of it?
Really no clue. That's honestly, I've reviewed hundreds of surveillance systems during my career, whether in law enforcement of actually going to the crime scene and looking at what that actual system is. And then my time here at Envista, I've never seen one that skips an entire, what looks to be a minute and 1 second, just out of nowhere. However, when we look at the metadata of these videos, we see that these clearly are not the originals.
What makes you realize that these aren't the originals?
So within the EXIF metadata that we're looking at, we have two different kinds. We have EXIF and XMP metadata, which is an Adobe product. Adobe created it, helps keep track of our projects that we work on in Premiere and video editing. There's a few different pieces. Probably the biggest one we can see is we see multiple saves creations, again, multiple saves, a modification, and then 2 more saves. So we have somebody that is actively splicing together videos. And then we also see that we're ingesting at least 4 different MP4 videos into this one that the government then calls video1.mp4. So we can see even down to the computer username that the government had working on this, the MJ Cole. We see a short name for what Windows would call that user. So we have so many different pieces. And then we even have the creation date that this final MP4 video that's produced was created on May 23rd of this year.
Lisa, I mean, you've been working on this for a while. You've got 11 victims who you represent, and you're right. I mean, we should always have them at the forefront of our mind and what they've been through. But what do you think happens next, Lisa? I mean, are they just going to say that's it, nothing else there to see? Or do you think if the media keeps pushing, if parts of the Trump circle keep pushing, I mean, do you think more will come out?
I do think it's important to keep pushing. This has been going on, as you say, for a long time. I mean, I got justice for my clients against Jeffrey Epstein's estate and against JP Morgan, the bank that was accused of colluding with him and did a $290 million settlement. There is enough here at the highest levels of corporate America, political America, that we need to know who else was involved. We also know from the testimony at Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, which I was present at, that there were a lot of other enablers. There were recruiters. So why is everyone not being brought to justice? Why are we dragging this out year after year? We all know that Jeffrey Epstein was a disgusting, prolific predator who preyed on hundreds and hundreds of girls. Let's get this, transparency here and bring everybody else to justice.
Jake, just real quick, this was a federal prison. You've worked a lot of these tech cases. What do you make of the story that so many of the cameras were broken? I mean, is that common in federal prisons?
Wish I could say I was surprised. We go into places all the time that a system's down. It's been down for months, or somebody can't tell us how long it's been down. Prisons get so little funding, and they make do with it. But these systems, as we can see, these videos are they're poor quality. This is 2019. This isn't that long ago. These videos there should have been some maintenance and upkeep. It wouldn't surprise me if the system itself was probably 20 years old.
Yeah, I mean, and you make a good point that a lot of these prisons are underfunded. Jake Green, Lisa Bloom, appreciate you both for coming on tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.